Here's something that's going to sound completely crazy. The California gold rush back in 1849 created about $2 billion worth of wealth over a 6-year period, and that's in today's money. But the AI market is projected to hit 1.8 trillion by 2030. That's not million, that's not billion, that's trillion with a T. But here's the part that completely blows my mind. Back in 1849, if you wanted to capitalize on the gold rush taking place in California, you literally had to abandon your entire life back home. You had to pack up everything you owned and stuff it in a wagon, and then you had to hope that you didn't die while crossing the country. But today, you can participate in an opportunity that is 900 times bigger, and you can do it from your kitchen table or from your bedroom. But 90% of the population is wasting this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity and only using AI to write grocery lists or to figure out why their dishwasher keeps making that weird squeaking sound. Look, I get it. When something new shows up, we always use it for the most basic stuff first. That's just human nature. But while most people are asking AI what to cook for dinner, there's a few people out there that are building businesses with AI that generate more revenue in a month than most people do in an entire year. And the crazy part is, these people building these businesses and using AI, well, they're not AI experts, they're not computer scientists, they're not even particularly technical. They just understand something that most people are missing. They understand that AI isn't the business. AI is the accelerator. But what does that actually mean in practical terms? Well, you see, everyone's asking the wrong questions. They're saying, how do I build an AI company? Or how do I sell AI services? But that's kind of like asking, how do I sell electricity back when power grids were first being built? In other words, the opportunity here isn't to sell the infrastructure. It's to use that infrastructure to build something that people actually want, or to use that infrastructure to solve a problem that people already have. But this is where people get stuck. They think AI is supposed to replace them, so they either try to fight against it or they try to become AI experts and do it all overnight. But both of those approaches are wrong. AI isn't here to replace you. It's here to amplify what you're already good at and to help you level up faster than ever before in history. Most people today have been conditioned to believe that if something comes easy, it's probably not that valuable. In other words, we worship struggle, where we think that pain equals progress, and that we believe that we truly haven't earned something unless you bled for it. But that's kind of outdated thinking. Smart business has never been about working harder, and it's always been about working smarter and using better systems and better tools as they become available. When calculators first arrived, some people initially resisted, thinking that real mathematicians write it all out by hand. Another example, when word processors replaced typewriters, well, some critics argued that real writers use fountain pens. But those who clung to those old ways, well, they quickly fell behind and became irrelevant, and were eventually forced to either adapt or fade entirely into obscurity. And even smart people get this wrong, consistently. Blockbuster dismissed Netflix in 2008, saying they weren't even on our radar. Then they went bankrupt. BlackBerry insisted in 2007 that people will never give up their keyboards, just before the iPhone crushed them. Kodak actually invented the digital camera back in 1975, but buried it to protect their film business. Western Union called the telephone an electrical toy back in 1876. Microsoft's Steve Ballmer declared in 2007 the iPhone won't get any significant market share. Decca Records rejected the Beatles in 1962, claiming guitar groups are on the way out. Time magazine said in 1966 that remote buying, aka online shopping, would never work. The pattern is pretty clear here. Those who embrace new tools and methods thrive, while those who resist them get left behind. AI is the same thing. You can either look at it as something that's making you less valuable and less required in the marketplace, or you can look at it as something that's going to make you more capable. But here's where most people mess up. They try to use AI to do everything instead of using it to accelerate what they're already good at. Now, before I show you how this works, I want to share something that completely changed how I think about business and marketing. It's called the strategy of preeminence. This concept from Jay Abraham is actually pretty simple. Your goal is to become the most trusted advisor in your customer's life. Not the pushiest salesperson. Not the most creative writer. Not the person who shouts the loudest or posts the most. Just someone that they want to hear from. Someone who helps them understand their problem, and ultimately, someone who can point them toward a solution, even if that solution isn't always you. And here's how AI fits into all of this. When you use AI as the accelerator, you can provide more value, and you can do it faster, and you can provide it to more people, which makes you more helpful. not less authentic. You can research their problems deeper, you can create more relevant solutions, you can follow up more consistently and deliver better results. That's not cheating, that's using leverage to serve at a higher level. Because this isn't some abstract theory, this is what's working right now for real businesses. But let me give you the perfect example of what I mean. There's a guy I know who runs a content agency. Nothing fancy, just helps businesses create social media content and some basic blog posts. 6 months ago, he was struggling to keep up with 3 clients because everything was taking, well, pretty much forever. There was the research and the writing and the editing, there was revisions, it was a total nightmare. Putting it all together, he was spending around 2 hours researching each topic, another 3 hours writing, then a ton of back and forth with clients on revisions, so by the time he finished one single piece of content, he was already behind on the next one. Then, he started using AI tools, not to replace what he does, but to accelerate it. Now, he researches topics in minutes instead of hours. AI gives him outlines and first drafts that he then refines using his expertise, and he can create a month's worth of content in the time it used to take him to do one single week. But here's the key, probably the most important point of this all. His clients don't care that he's using AI. They don't even know that he's using AI. All they know is that he's delivering better results and he's doing it faster than anyone else they've ever worked with. His content is still strategic, it's still on brand, it still converts because he's the one making the decisions and he's the one that's adding the human insight. He's the one who understands marketing. AI just handles all of the grunt work that none of us really want to do anyway. So, what happened? Well, he went from barely handling 3 clients to serving 12. Same quality, same expertise, just way more efficient, and therefore way more profitable. I mean, that's a 4x revenue increase without hiring a single person, without getting more skilled, without working longer hours, all by just understanding that AI is a tool and not a replacement. And this brings me to something crucial that most people don't understand about building businesses. It's not about working more hours or getting better at your job. It's about creating leverage. Leverage is when your effort gets multiplied, when 1 hour of work can generate the same result as 10 hours of someone else's work. And AI is the ultimate leverage multiplier. Think about it in terms of the marketing master plan that I teach. You got 5 pillars: model, market, message, media, and machine. And AI can accelerate every single one. Your model becomes more scalable because AI handles delivery and customer support. Your market research becomes instant because AI can analyze thousands of data points in seconds. Your message becomes way more persuasive because AI can help you test hundreds of variations in order to see what sticks best. Your media becomes more efficient because AI can create and optimize content across every single platform. And your machine becomes automated because AI can handle follow-ups and nurturing and conversion. But most people, even very smart ones, are still using it wrong. Using it like a slightly smarter Google instead of using it like a force multiplier, but let me show you what I mean. A bad use of AI would be to say something like, write me a blog post about marketing. A good use of AI, on the other hand, looks more like this. Here's my target audience, here's my unique perspective, here's the outcome that I want. Now help me create a framework that positions my expertise while addressing their specific pain points. I mean, you can see the difference, right? In the first example, you're asking AI to do your job, but in the second example, you're using AI to amplify your expertise. The first approach creates this kind of generic, useless, fluffy content that anyone could have written and that we're seeing everywhere right now. The second approach, however, creates content that only you could have written, but you did it in the fraction of the time. Let me break this down for you though, because I've noticed there are basically 3 levels of AI users and only one of them is making serious money right now. Now, this part is critical because once you understand where you're at in this framework, you'll instantly know what your next move should be. Level 1 is curiosity. This is where most people start. At this stage, they're just experimenting, asking AI to plan a vacation or write a silly poem or give them a dinner recipe. At this stage, things are fun, they're kind of new, they're pretty cool, but it doesn't really create any real results. So I want you to think of this as browsing through a store without buying anything. You're just kind of looking around. Level 2 is productivity. This is where things start to get useful. At this level, people are using AI to make their work faster and easier, writing first drafts or summarizing reports, generating ideas. I'd argue that this is the level that most middle and high school and college age kids are at right now, and maybe the occasional business owner. This level saves time, but it doesn't fundamentally change the game. In the case of our business owner, you're still trading time for money, just a little more efficiently than you were doing before. Level 3 is wealth creation, and this is where the magic happens. At this level, you stop using AI just to save time and start using it to build systems and products and assets that run without you. I'm talking about AI-powered funnels and automations, courses or digital products that deliver results on autopilot, and scalable services that no longer depend on your hourly time. This is the level where leverage truly kicks in, where 1 hour of effort can create value for hundreds or thousands of people. Instead of just using AI, you're building with AI, and that's where the biggest opportunities are right now. People at this level aren't just using AI to do their job better. They're using AI to build systems that work without them. They're creating courses that use AI to personalize the content for each individual student. They're building products that use AI to continuously improve based on user feedback. And they're developing services that use AI to scale infinitely without scaling their workload. And that, my friend, is where the real money is. Not in using AI to do your job, but in using AI to build assets that generate value while you sleep. So naturally, this is where things get interesting, because most people are still stuck in the old paradigm. They think success has to be hard. They think if something is easy, it's probably not valuable. They think you gotta suffer in order to earn it, but that's just old programming. As I said before, smart business isn't just about working harder. It's about working smarter and using better tools as they become available. Using a chainsaw doesn't make you less of a lumberjack. It makes you a lumberjack who can cut down trees faster. In the same way, using AI doesn't make you less creative or less valuable. It just makes you someone who can execute on your ideas at the speed of thought. And when you understand your market, when your message resonates, when your offer is truly irresistible, AI becomes the engine that amplifies everything. But here's what you need to understand. This window won't stay open forever. Every major opportunity in the last 20 years has followed the same pattern. Early adopters get the biggest advantage, then the market gets crowded, then the advantage disappears. Think about it. Dropshipping in 2015 versus dropshipping today. Back then, you could throw up a simple Shopify store, run some basic Facebook ads, and make some money. Now, you need sophisticated supply chains and custom branding and massive ad budgets in order to compete. Or how about Bitcoin in 2011 versus Bitcoin today? Early adopters bought in for dollars and became millionaires. Now, you need massive capital just to see meaningful returns. Same goes for YouTube in 2010 versus YouTube today. Back then, a webcam and a decent content strategy could build a massive following. Now, you're competing against million-dollar production budgets and algorithmic optimization. Same opportunities, but completely different levels of competition and barriers to entry. Right now, with AI, we're still in that early phase where a single person with the right understanding can compete with companies that have hundreds of employees and millions of dollars in resources. But that edge is temporary. Once everyone figures it out, once AI becomes more mainstream, the advantage isn't going to come from the tools anymore. It's going to come from having better products and better marketing and better relationships. Basically, all of the traditional stuff. The democratization of AI is both the opportunity and the threat. It's giving everyone access to capabilities that used to require these massive amounts of resources, but it's also ensuring that those capabilities will become commoditized. So the question is, are you going to move while you still have the advantage, or are you going to wait until it's safe and everyone else is already doing it? Because here's the thing, just knowing about this opportunity isn't enough. You actually have to act on it. And the biggest mistake that I see people make is trying to do everything all at once. They want to learn every AI tool and master every technique and build every type of product. But that, my friend, is just a recipe for overwhelm and complete paralysis. Instead, just use what I call the minimum effective dose approach. Pick one thing, one skill you already have, one problem you already know how to solve, one audience you already understand or are a part of, and then ask yourself, how could AI help me do this 10 times faster or 10 times better? By the way, if you don't know the answers to those, you can ask AI to give you the answers to those, but let me give you some examples anyway. Maybe you're good at writing. Well, how could you use AI to help you research topics or generate outlines or create first drafts so you can focus on strategy and refinement? Or maybe you're good at teaching. So how could AI help you create personalized learning experiences or generate practice problems or provide instant feedback to your students? Or maybe consulting is your thing. If so, how could AI help you summarize your methodology or create diagnostic tools and scale your expertise into products that work without your direct involvement? Start there, pick one area, get really good at using AI to amplify that specific skill, then expand from there. This is what I mean when I talk about marketing that feels like you. It's not about changing who you are, it's about amplifying the stuff that you're already good at. Then once you start building with AI, you're going to need to communicate the value. In other words, you're going to need to help people understand what you've created and why it matters to them. That's where the Persuasion Path comes in. It's a framework I developed that walks people through the 7 steps they need to take before they're ready to buy. Pain, hope, vision, belief, proof, plan, reward. And AI can help you accelerate every single step. Pain, AI can help you research and articulate problems faster and more accurately. Hope, AI can help you find and share stories of transformation. Vision, AI can help you paint compelling pictures of the future state. Belief, AI can help you create content that builds confidence. Proof, AI can help you organize and present case studies. Plan, AI can help you create clear, step-by-step offers. Reward, AI can help you communicate outcomes in emotionally compelling ways. The framework doesn't change, but your ability to execute on it gets dramatically faster. Way more effective. Because here's the thing you need to know about every major wealth shift in history. It's not necessarily about being first, it's just about being early enough for it to actually matter. And 5 years from now, there's going to be two types of people. Those who used AI to build something that they're proud of, and those who scroll past it every day and think, I had the chance, I just didn't move. The question is no longer whether or not AI is going to change everything, because it's already happening all around you, right now. The question is whether you're going to be a part of that change or just sit there on the sidelines watching it happen to everyone else. And if this still feels overwhelming, don't worry, because you're not doing this alone. I put together a free course and linked it up down in the descriptions below the video that's going to show you exactly how to apply everything that we've talked about here, plus a whole lot more. And to make it even easier, you'll also get access to High Level, which is the all-in-one software platform that I personally use alongside all of my clients in order to help them grow their businesses. Anyway, I'll leave the link below for both the course and your free High Level trial, so feel free to check it out and start putting the systems to work in your business today. And if you're looking for even more marketing strategies to help you grow your business, get more leads, clients, and sales, I've linked up a video right over here. So feel free to tap or click that now, and I'll see you in there in just a second.